let's get into it. The first hat we're going to talk about is the very hat on my head, right? Let's start there. This is a vintage, oh boy. Let's see how bad the hair is. Oh my God, okay. Whew. This is an vintage, decent Streets of Cairo. You're going to see a trend here, boys. We don't get anything that isn't Raiders of the Lost Ark, because this is Raiders of the Lost Ark, by the way. It's adjusted slightly to my shorter stature. Harrison Ford is 6'2". I am 5'9" on a good day, 5'8.5" on an average day. You know, maybe 5'9.5" or more in some boots. Anyway, I digress. But the point is, the crown is just a little bit shorter to fit my stature. This is Streets of Cairo, so if you know the scene, the hat is the most beat up, but it's decent in the fact that it's actually clean, unlike the hat in those scenes. It's not dirtied up. It's actually a really nice, presentable hat. And we got that centered right there. We're good. And what's nice is that this hat is actually made out of oh my God. This hat is actually made out of beaver fur felt, which is not like the movie hats. Movie hats were made out of rabbit, so this is actually a lot more durable, and it can withstand the rain a lot better. The felt is a lot finer, and it really feels like luxury. And I think this hat cost me somewhere in the middle 300s. I can't really remember, to be quite honest, but we'll just say middle 300s. Again, at vintage, decent Streets of Cairo. This hat right here. It's a good hat that it can actually be dressed up because it's decent and, again, not dirty. This could be a dress hat. It's really nice. It's got the Raiders turn. You see the brim. It's not proportional, and that's what we like. Moving on to a couple of bargain hats. Let me get those out real quick. All right, so 2 bargain hats. Okay, we have here the vintage Harrison. I think it goes for $130, sometimes a little bit more, just depends. Very floppy. Look at this. This thing's floppy as heck. I love it. Rabbit fur felt. You'll notice this hat was the one used in the opening scene that we filmed actually for Nikolai Tedeshenheimer's video. And I decided, hey bro, could I also use that? Especially since I may or may not have been the man behind the camera directing, you know, in my video. And he said, yes, so here we are. But this is the hat that was used. Raiders turn, of course. Let's see. Huh? See that? Looks good. This is a Raiders hat. Very floppy. Look at this. Floppy. I love that. And here we have, oh, gotta mention. Also, Raiders, obviously. I think I did mention that. And this right here is an Akubra Federation 4. The color is totally off, but it is a bargain hat. I think this will run you about $160, maybe a little bit more these days because, you know, inflation and, I don't know, tariffs. I don't know. This comes from Australia, the land down under. So I don't know what shipping costs are these days, you know. So the only thing I did not like about this hat when I got it is I could tell immediately that the brim was too short. Something seemed off, like just looking at it, and I was like, Skeets, the brim on this is off. And she's like, how can you tell? You're just looking at it and like, Skeets, oh, I can tell. And guess what? We measured, it was off by 2 millimeters, bro. They robbed me of brim on this hat. So because of that, I cannot be seen with this hat in public. It's just, I bashed it myself. This is all me, but 2 millimeters off the brim. This hat brim looks too small for the crown, and because of that, it's garbage. It's garbage. Anyway, moving on to some of my more favorite hats. Some that start to get so custom that even down to the dirt is movie accurate. And this is where it gets spicy. You know what I'm talking about. This is where it'll cost you a pretty penny. But let me tell you something. If you're an Indiana Jones fan, especially if you're the fan of the proper hat, the real Indy hat, the Raiders hat, then you want and you need to have one of these in your collection. Otherwise, are you really an Indy fan? You know what I mean? Are you though? Think about it. If you are, not as much as me, just saying. So let's get to our first hat. We're gonna bring these two guys out, and I'm pretty sure these are in frame. These are made by Tomas of Vintage. They're very similar hats, with mainly the difference being the size of the crown. I had him do the normal size crown for this one. I felt it was a little bit tall for me, so I had him make another hat, because like that's what you do. You just buy another one, right? That's it. And I had him just shrink it down just a tad. So I'll have you guys comment below which one of these hats you feel suits me best. To be honest, these days I kind of like the taller crown, I'm not gonna lie. But let me have you decide here in a moment. So let's give this a try. And by the way, yes, look at that detail. I mean, down to the sweat stains right here on the ribbon coming around here. The sweat stains, Chingao, are right in the normal spot. He even has the little strings coming out. I mean, Jesus, I think this one was pushing 400. This might have been pushing 400. Let me see. We Gucci? So as you can see, beautiful hat. Look at this turn. This is the most dramatic turn because it is streets of Cairo. It's very, very dirty, very weathered. I mean, it's a beautiful hat. Also beaver. This is a beaver hat. I think it's pushing 400 bucks. This one, I believe, is pushing 400, maybe a little bit past 400. And they are based on the same scene. Again, the only difference being that this one's crown is a bit shorter. Yeah, look at these sweat stains, boys. Look at that. The sweat stains. Oh, my Lanta. Oh, it's beautiful. Okay, so now you see what this hat looks on me. Let's get the other hat and tell me which one you... Oh, and by the way, look at that. Oh, with the map, Chingao. Oh, my Lanta, the details. I mean, even says Indiana Jones right here. Like, come on. Bro, worth the money. You got to get a hat. Anyway, let's see. Booyah. Huh? Yeah, I've worn this in a couple videos with Mr. Grow Up. In fact, I believe the one where he tours my house, and I think that whole day when we did our first collab, I was wearing this hat. So it's a great hat, very special to me. Obviously, they all are, really. Once again, yeah, about 400 beaver fur felt, as I mentioned. He does allow you to customize the liner. This one also says Indiana Jones right here. Look at that, beautiful. I went with this beauty of a silky red liner. I mean, that is just sexy, but there's nothing sexier than having a literal world map on your head. I'm just saying, anyway. Change my mind. You won't. Okay. On to the next hats. All right. We got a very special hat here. This is by far the most expensive, by probably double, maybe more with shipping. Because the price on this was $750 before shipping. And it ships from the UK. So shipping wasn't cheap. Let's just put it that way. This is the dark sable. Herbert Johnson, baby. Let's hear that again. What is that? Herbert? Who's that? Johnson, the original hat maker for the first 3 Indiana Jones films, and now Dial of Destiny. What? That's right, baby. This is Herbert Johnson, and oh my God, the felt. Look at that. Look at that. Champagne inside liner. It's beautiful. This right here is a very thin felt, but it holds its shape so good. I think it's the perfect felt. It's rabbit, which $750 for a rabbit fur felt is bonkers. This isn't even beaver, bro. And their beaver hats, I think, are like 900 bucks. So I was like, no, thank you. So this one I shaped, actually it came as the special edition Streets of Cairo hat. They bash it themselves, but let's be honest, this ain't Tomas of it vintage. This is a very talented hatter. I can't remember what her name is, but they don't do scene recreation hats very well. And so it came and it didn't really even have turn. It was bad. And so I had to completely reshape this. I opened it up, took out all the dents, completely redid it. It's got very exaggerated turn now. And it basically is the Raven bar hat without as tight of a pinch, because I kind of like it when it opens up. Let's see what it looks like, boys. Cool. Booyah! Look at that. Look at the, with the swoop right here, very dramatic swoop, extra dramatic than any of the other scenes of the movie. Very hard. See that? Whoopah? That's it. Raiders turn. And I mean, it's just a gorgeous, gorgeous hat. I mean, I'm looking at it over here. So let's look at some more angles. Let's look at this. Look at this. See that shit? I mean, stuff. Look at that. Ooh, that's nice. That's real nice. I mean, this hat, it really doesn't get better than this hat. Well, it does actually, but it's only because this one's not dirty. But with such an expensive hat and such a beautiful hat, I don't want it to be dirty. In fact, I keep this overly clean for an Indiana Jones hat. I don't even like one speck of dust getting on it. In fact, my OCD's acting up right now just because it's not in its glass case. It's just, I gotta get it back in, dude. Okay, anyway, this is a great hat, Herbert Johnson, one of my favorites. And well, moving on to the next. All right, these are my last two. Now, they're definitely not more expensive than Herbert, surprisingly, especially this one over here for what this one is. You may have seen me wear this on Boys Cast, and a couple other videos. I think I did an indie hat unboxing when I unboxed this hat, wearing this hat. And we're gonna put this one to the side just a moment. This right here is the crown jewel of custom hats. Steelen Jones, baby. Oh, it really doesn't get better than Steelen Jones. If you look at this hat, this doesn't look like a distressed hat, right? Like a nice hat that was then faux distressed, okay, like the vintage. This looks like a hat that went on adventures. Look at this. There's dirt everywhere. They probably rolled this thing in actual dirt hundreds of times, and it just looks like a dirty, worn hat more convincingly than any other hat. And even the sweat stains are done the best. They even weather the freaking band. Dude, if you look close to this, I mean, that band looks beat the heck up. Not as much as this band. I know we'll talk about that one later, but they also shortened the crown. They took some of my brim away, about 1 millimeter. Not happy about that. But especially when my face is a little leaner, this one looks really, really good on me. Let's take a quick peek here. Well, here it is, right there, Steelen Jones, beautiful hat. This one cost, I think it's I can't remember what number it is, but it's like, they number their hats and it's the superior in Spanish, superior, I don't know how to speak any Spanish. So point is, it's the highest tier of custom distressed hat that you can get from Steelen Jones. It's so good, and it actually was a decent price. Rabbit fur felt, very thick felt, not a fan about that, but it's never gonna lose its shape, so I don't really mind. And I think it was just under 400 bucks, which for what this is, not bad at all. I had to wait maybe like 4 or 5 months to get it. Every custom hat is gonna take months to get, just so you know, except for the cheaper ones. Those will come almost instantaneously because they're factory hats. So this is my Steelen Jones. It is, it goes back and forth from this being my favorite to this being my favorite. I think right now, I think I might be showing a little more love to Steelen Jones these days, but how could you not? And moving on to my last hat here. Okay. And moving on to the last hat. This one's a very special hat to me. This one was made by a friend of the channel. His name's Caleb, I believe, of the Adventure Den. And I remember seeing him wearing this hat in pictures, and I was like, yo, that's a sick Raiders hat. I would love that hat. Look at how unbelievably weathered that band is. That is a disgusting band, and I love it. It is extremely weathered. I mean, he definitely like scratched the hell out of it to look this weathered. But anyway, I was like, man, I really like that hat. And then I think a couple weeks later, he said he was selling it. I'm like, DM him, how much you want? A little back and forth. I got like 20 bucks off. I'll take it. Beaver fur felt. I think I got it for $3.80, maybe. I don't know. But it's a great hat. And it's, I think he modeled it over streets of Cairo, but it reminds me more of the hat that Indy was wearing when he's driving the big truck. I think it's just after the scene, or maybe towards the end. I don't know. I think I need to watch the movie again. But the point is, it's amazing. And him and I wear the same size hat, 57 centimeters. His crown is actually slightly smaller on this hat, which you can't tell from the front at all. But I think he did that because him and I are about the same. Oh, look at that, by the way. Oh my God. Him and I are the same height, like somewhere in the 5'8" range. And let's put this bad boy on and see how it looks. And there it is. Very warped look. You know, this is a definitely that car driving scene where it doesn't have that like wonky brim that kind of goes like this. It kind of still lays flat-ish, and that's very reminiscent of that scene. And you know, this goes well when my face is chunkier like it is now. It goes decently when my face is skinnier, you know, when I'm cutting. Right now I'm bulky. It's bulk season. What are you gonna do? And it's just a really great all-around hat. I mean, they're all so good. I really wish my glass case had just one more spot in it so that this one could be treated a little bit better. But it's the dirtiest hat, so, you know, if it gets a little extra dusty, you know, kind of goes along with it, you know. It's the look. Yeah. But anyway, that's the video, everybody. I hope you all enjoyed this video. Show some love, because I know the algorithm is not going to push this video as much as my Toy Story videos. I don't know why YouTube just wants me to be only Toy Story, but I refuse. I'm fighting back. I like many other things, and I'm setting that precedence here at the beginning of the channel. You know what I'm talking about? So hit that like button, hit subscribe. If you love Indiana Jones, if you love any kind of movie-related collecting, that's where you'll find here at Cinema Toy Box. And join the membership. 20 members. We are going to have some extra perks, members-only giveaways, members-only live streams. Boys Cast is going to be a regular. And, well, you know, gotta remember, a collector never stops collecting. See you on the next video.